Hi there ladies and gentlemen, this is Eastwood for Life fan, and this is a video of my pickups for the month of October 2017. I hope you guys had a great Halloween and enjoyed the month of horror, which was October, as you movie fans call. And I haven't got a big horror collection. It's not one of the genre of movies that I prefer, but I kind of looked at my collection and decided I needed to pick up some of the horror classics that were missing in my collection. So we'll start off with the Blu-rays first. First title that I picked up is this Dario Argento mid-70s giallo movie, and a few months back I picked up the Arrow collector's edition of The Bird with the Crystal Plumage, and I watched that and thoroughly enjoyed that movie, so I will pick up a few more of the Argento movies, especially the ones that have been released by Arrow. But this one's deep red, and I couldn't pick up the collector's edition as that was going for crazy money, but settled for this white window boxed sleeve edition, and I bought this from a UK eBay seller for a great price of just £7.50 in like new condition, and great release, packed with loads of features, as I do look forward into checking this one out. Deep red. Picked up this nice Omen trilogy box set, and it contains 3 movies. The original Omen movie, which was made in 1976, starring Gregory Peck and Lee Remick. Then the sequel, Damien Omen 2, starring William Holden. And then Omen 3, The Final Conflict with Sam Neill. Now, as a young teen, I was absolutely petrified of watching the first 2 movies, and it affected me for a few days after watching the original Omen movie. But great horror classic, and I actually prefer The Omen to The Exorcist. I know that the 2 movies get sort of mentioned in the same conversation, and I just wonder from you guys, which movie do you prefer out of The Omen and The Exorcist? I mean, my personal opinion is I prefer The Omen just a little bit more. But great little trilogy box set in the Omen movies. Picked up this little Arrow release of The Car, a late 70s movie starring James Brolin, and this one's about a mysterious black car that terrorizes a small town, and James Brolin plays like a small time sheriff who tries to put a stop to this car that's running people down. And I watched this as a young teen before the Christine movie, which came out a few years later. This one's not as good, but a good little movie. And this is the Arrow release, which I picked up at my local CEX store for a very nice cheap price. A horror slasher classic that was missing in my collection, The Burning. And I know a lot of you horror heads would have this one in your collection, as this one's been out for quite a while by Arrow, and it's been a while since I've seen this. I did see this movie The Burning back in the VHS days, and probably that version that I saw was probably cut, as in the UK The Burning was one of those movies alongside The Evil Dead and I Spit on Your Grave. That was a video nasty and was cut to pieces. But early 80s horror slasher movie about a caretaker who gets horribly burned at a summer camp in a prank. Then he takes his revenge on fellow young campers at the site. But looking forward to checking this one out, as it's been a long time since I've watched this movie again. And probably one of the year's most anticipated releases, the John Carpenter classic The Thing, starring Kurt Russell. And any of you guys picked up a copy of The Thing, you've done pretty well, because all these copies, the collector's edition and the steelbook, got sold out pretty fast. But a fantastic release, loads of features, and I've yet to open this up, but I've seen a few unboxings, and great release put out by Arrow yet again. I don't normally double dip, but I did pick up the steelbook version of The Thing, and this is a horror classic, and normally I don't mind double dipping into classic personal favourite movies of mine. But another great release put out by Arrow. The Thing, a must in anybody's movie collection. Probably my favourite series of horror movies is the Elm Street movies, which were very popular in the 80s and 90s. And I picked up this collection box set, and it's just a shame that it could have been a better release, as it's a fairly standard release of the Elm Street movies on a 5-disc set. But I'm glad I picked this up and all the movies come together. But probably out of the series, the first one is probably my favourite, and I do like the third one, Dream Warriors. Some great kills in that, especially the young blonde girl in the mental hospital with the TV break. Enjoyed that scene. And probably as killers go, I do prefer Freddy more than Jason and Michael Myers. But great little set of the Nightmare on Elm Street, starring Robert Englund. Probably my favourite vampire movie, mid-80s movie, Fright Night, starring Chris Sarandon and Roddy McDowall. Had to pick this one up, and I know that this steelbook version of this, when that was released, got sold very fast. But this dual format edition put out by Eureka with loads of features is a good enough edition to pick up. And this one's about a vampire living in a local neighbourhood. Fright Night, great vampire movie. Picked up this TV series, American Horror Story, and this is the first season. Picked this up at my local CX store for a very cheap price, and when this got released on UK TV, I did watch the first 5-6 episodes, but didn't complete it. And had to pick this one up because it looked like a great series, and Jessica Lange looked very creepy in this TV series. So hoping to finish this one off and hopefully go on to the other seasons. So I do know that American Horror Story, each season has a different theme and storyline, but looking forward to completing this season. So that was my horror pickups. Picked up No Country for Old Men, a 2007 movie, a Coen Brothers film, and I had seen this when it came out, so looking forward to watching this one again. And it's kind of like a neo-western starring Tommy Lee Jones in a cat and mouse drama. Tommy Lee Jones, always a good actor in movies. And picked up Captain America: The Winter Soldier, which I haven't seen. Did see the first one, and not the biggest Marvel fan out there, but I do have my favourites in Spider-Man and Captain America. But looking forward to checking this one out and going on to the third movie, Captain America: The Winter Soldier. So that was all my Blu-rays. I did pick up 2 DVDs, and guess what? You know, I had to pick up a few spaghetti westerns. And this one's Yankee, a mid-60s spaghetti western. And been after this one for a while, as I heard it is a spaghetti western gem. But the only problem is, the only official release of this movie is a German release with English subtitles. But this one is a bootleg, and it has a English audio. And I know many people refuse to buy bootlegs, but this one came from a reliable seller, and the audio and picture wise, it was a well put together unofficial release of Yankee. And if any of you guys can track this one down, do so, because it is a rare gem of a spaghetti western, even though it is a little unknown because the actors and director are not that well known. But Yankee, a very good spaghetti western. The last one I picked up is a funny looking bootleg, and this is a spaghetti western starring Peter Lee Lawrence, a late 60s movie, and this one is called One by One Without Mercy. And I picked this one up because there is no official release of this movie with a English audio, so this one goes into my ever increasing spaghetti western collection. So that was my pickups for the month of October 2017. Not the biggest stack, but kind of going for more quality rather than quantity, as it's getting near the end of the year. So guys, feel free to sub and comment. Always good to hear from you. And if anyone has a comment on which movie they prefer out of The Omen or The Exorcist, it'd be good to hear. So until the next video, take care, stay healthy, and keep on collecting.